The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, I'm Donta.
And hey, I'm Dana.
And welcome to the Donta Show.
What's up, Village? It's your boy Kwame, the man with the plan behind the stands. I'm going to go ahead and make this quick because some of y'all got mouths and be talking mess in the comments and saying that the intro commercial is too long. So, I got something for you. Here we go. Let's get into it. Before we bring out these awesome kings, I need you to stop what you're doing. Excuse me? Excuse me? Ma'am, sir, you. Yeah, you. Whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, I need you to go ahead and share this live stream. Donta and Dana didn't get all dressed up for you not to share their melanated goodness. So share. You share everything else up in here. Share some quality content for your boys. Now that we mentioned YouTube, are you subscribed to the Donta Show's YouTube? Oh, you're not? Oh, girl. I'm going to need y'all to get it together. Join the village. Go over to www.youtube.com/Donta Morrison. And when you get a chance, head over to Dr. Morrison's. That's right, your boy got his PhD. Head over to Dr. Donta Morrison's website, www.dontamorrison.com, where you can learn more about the man, the myth, the legend known as Donta. And while you're at it, grab some TDS merch and his books. Yes, purchase those smutty books filled with smut. Grab The End of the Rainbow and Yesterday Clarified. And last but not least, head over to the company that put this all together, Pyro Media Network. Pyro Media Network is a proactive network focused on providing an innovative space for content creators and entrepreneurs. PMN is dedicated to giving its viewers a diverse entertainment experience while helping content creators elevate their production, engagement, and overall branding. To date, PMN has reached over 1 million viewers and listeners internationally, produced over 52 successful shows with high ratings and fanfare, and has housed over 60 content creators, brands, and businesses through entertainment and consulting services exclusive to PMN. Pyro Media Network is a network that makes you feel at home. So if you have an idea for a show, podcast, or need some professional video and audio production for your business or brand, then join the Pyro family today. Go ahead and visit www.pyromedianetwork.com and we will show you how to go to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome my brothers from another mother, the dynamic duo, the melanated kings themselves, Donta and Dana. Let's get it. Let's go!
Village? What up, Village? What up, Village? How are you doing? I am Dante. Happy Tuesday, and I am glad to be here in the building with y'all. Hopefully, my system is doing good because Spectrum, yet again, is always super glitchy and always super messed up. But I have done some changes in where I'm setting up my spot for tonight. So hopefully it's good. So if I'm good, when y'all looking, if you're watching right now, just go ahead and put in the comment sections. You good to go. You looking great. All is well. All is gravy, and we can make this happen. So let's get into it because I have a great guest on tonight. I don't want to belabor my guests. I want to make sure that I have enough time to get her on here so we can have this rich dialogue and let's make it happen. So as you know, a lot has been going on, and I'm gonna just dive into it. We know that. How do I do this? So we know the month of June. The month of June is Pride Month, and with that being said, I'm sure everywhere you went, you saw rainbows and glitter. You saw the pride flag. You saw all kind of just folks twirling in the streets and all kind of happiness and joy. You saw same-sex couples and all the billboards, and you saw all the major corporations saying we support, diversity and inclusion, and we welcome you to come in and spend your money and shop with us and support it. So with that being said, what happens in July and what happens in August and September? Do we just put the whole pride stuff on the back burner? Do we rip down all the marketing and all the promo ads? Or do we keep going with that whole diversity and inclusion spirit to make all feel welcome? So that's my one question. And then on the other side, I'm going to just say that as a person who is part of the pride community, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm tired of being proud. I'm tired. June wore me out. June was overkill. June was too much. And maybe it's because I'm of a particular age, but at 50 years of age, I'm like, yo, this is too much. Can we just be people? Black Pride Month, we don't get to be black every single day and yada yada yada. We are, but we don't see what we see during Pride Month. And it runs me low because I'm like, come July 1st, y'all ain't thinking about us. So what you say, Joe? Man, they don't care about no one issues. It's about money and more money. Facts on top of facts on top of facts, because every single major retailer on June 31st, they are snatching all that stuff down. All them rainbows, all that glitter, all the unicorns, all the stuff like that is getting taken down, and they're going to put it back up with the stars and stripes, the red, white, and the blue, because we're now in another month. So it's like, it's all cool. But let me talk about LA. So LA, we had LA Gay Pride, West Hollywood Gay Pride, South LA Pride. We had Black Pride weekend. And then this upcoming weekend, we had Long Beach Gay Pride. All parades, all festivals, all concerts. Little Kim was here. Cardi B was here this weekend. Yo-Yo was headlining. It's all this stuff going on, all this hoopla. But then what happens in July? What happens when all of the stages are torn down? Do we get along? Do we come together? Are we still a community? Are we still all ride or die till the wheels fall off? That's my one question. All right. So that's that. So that's just something to chew on, because I want you guys to think about the gays who, we 1 month we're cool, but then come July, we ain't rocking with each other. We don't like each other. We fighting each other and all kind of other stuff. But such is life. Now, the second thing is I want to see, and this is extremely controversial, and I want to get y'all take on this, but is Macy Gray canceled? If you do not know what Macy Gray said, I don't think I'm going to post it or talk about it, but just Google Macy Gray. And I would tell you, me personally, I'm a Macy Gray fan. I like Macy Gray. I know a lot of folks don't like Macy Gray's music or her voice or whatever, but I've been rocking with Macy Gray since her first song. I tried it and better walk away and I stumble. I love Macy. I love Macy Gray. And training day, you ain't even really where your backup. I love Macy, but Macy Gray says something extremely controversial on Piers Morgan's show, and it has gone viral. It has, lit up the social media airwaves along with Bette Midler. So Bette Midler jumped on and was like, yo, you don't know what happened, Joe? You don't know what happened to Macy. I'm not gonna say Joe because I'm not gonna say it because I already know you gonna just be like, well, I don't understand, you know. So, but Macy Gray, she made a comment, and I think that you owe yourself, do yourself a favor and check out what Macy Gray said. And during an interview, and of course, Madame Bette Midler, she went on and kind of supported what Macy said and was like, yo, this is, we need to make sure that we're not forgetting about what women are going through, especially in the season of, you know, the withdrawal of Roe versus Wade and what women are fighting for right now. So Bridget said, I used to love Bette. She has gotten problematic over the years. Bridget, expound upon that. Expound upon how Bette has gotten problematic. Is it because Bette is older? And you know, when folks get older, they really stop caring about what comes out their mouth. We all know our grandmama, great grandmamas, and all that kind of stuff. Once they get older, they don't really give 2 cents about what they say or who feelings it hurt. But I posted the link in the chat. You can check out what Macy Gray said. And if you think Macy Gray should be canceled, if you think Macy Gray is wrong for what she said, or if you think Macy Gray should have taken a different approach to get her message out, go ahead and put it in the comment sections. I'll be here until 9 o'clock tonight. Yes, Bridget, Bette is old, but Bette is an icon. I mean, Bette was in Beaches. She was in Beaches. Bette was in Beaches. What else was Bette Midler in? Bette was in Beaches. And she sung in bathhouses. Okay. And she had a hit, Wind Beneath My Wing, Used to Be Cold There in My Shadow. What else was Bette in? Okay. We'll revisit that later. But the last thing on the agenda, and I want to thank my frat brother, Joe McClain, for bringing this to the attention of the masses. And what I'm about to talk about, or what I'm about to say, is in no way trying to downplay the tragedy that occurred. But I would like to get your take on it. All right, so here we go. Oh, Ife, I like what you said. Ife said, not sure why we can't talk about our disagreements around trans people and trans women without being called transphobic. I think that the word phobia is so misused when it comes to homophobia, transphobia, all that. I think the word phobia is used because people that have arachnophobia, they have a deafening fear of spiders. Spiders. I don't think anybody that is homophobic is truly scared of gay people. Like if a gay person turns the corner, they're going to shriek and start running like it's Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger. I don't think there's a fear like that. So I do think the word, for me, this is me, Dante Morrison. I do think the word phobia is misused when it comes to talking about, you know, things we don't understand or don't agree with. You know, I think phobia is really, really rude. Okay, let me see. Okay. First Wives Club. Oh yeah, Bette was not in Death Becomes Her, Bridget. That was Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. Bette Midler was not in Death Becomes Her. You get one big nope, she was not in that. She was not in that. Okay. Joe said, because we are in a world where if you disagree, you got to be hateful. 100%. If you disagree, you got to be hateful. So let's here we go. Let's do this. Y'all want to do this? Let's do this. Y'all ready? All right. Grits, butter and sugar, or salt and pepper? Where my grit phobes? Who got gritophobia? Butter and sugar or salt and pepper? If you pick butter and sugar, I hate you. I hate you. Salt and pepper goes on grits. Salt and pepper goes on grits. Sugar goes on cereal. Okay? Salt and pepper goes on grits. If you like butter and sugar on your grits, I have a phobia against you. I hate you. Don't that sound dumb? Why would I hate somebody for putting butter and sugar on grits? It's just what I don't like. I don't like that. That's not what I do it. That's not how I eat my grits. All right, Ife, I'm sorry. Sean, I'm sorry. Y'all can't come to my house. Sharitha, all day. Salt and pepper. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Salt and pepper with some bacon with a rind on it. Bacon with the rind on it. 2 eggs scrambled. That's how you eat grits. All that butter and sugar, sweet grits. No, that's sweet cornbread. No, you don't put no butter and sugar on grits. So period. Joe, right? Butter, pepper, salt. Period. Butter, pepper, salt. Period. Boil the grits, butter, pepper, salt. In. Breakfast is done. All of you that's putting that butter and sugar on grits, we gonna rumble. Meet me on the yard. We gonna rumble. We gonna tussle. Okay. That's how people use the word phobia nowadays. What you do that I don't like does not mean I hate you. I got a phobia against you. It just means we rock a different way. So, but back to what I was going to talk about that my frat brother brought to the light on yesterday that I got to applaud him for. We all know there was a tragedy yesterday in Illinois. See how I framed that? There was a tragedy in Illinois on yesterday. There was a shooter at the 4th of July parade. All right. Now, how the media advertised it was that there was a shooting, a mass shooting in Chicago. All right. In Chicago. All right. There was a mass shooting in Highland Park. All right. So Highland Park is not in Chicago. All right. It's not in Chicago. Highland Park is another part of Chicago. Highland Park is actually north of Evanston. If you know about Evanston, Eddie Eason, Renee Eason, Evanston is not in Chicago. It's a different part. All right. It's the same way when folks come to California and they say, oh my God, do you live in Hollywood? Do you live near Hollywood? No, I live in Leimert Park. I'm nowhere near Hollywood. I go to church in Long Beach, even further away from Hollywood. But people like to encompass LA and say everything is in LA. You know, mass shooter on the loose in Los Angeles. What part? What part? So when they do these kind of spins, and again, it was tragic. It is a tragedy. When they do these kind of spins, it puts this magnifying glass on certain areas, and then people instantly think, oh my God, I am not going to Chicago because Chicago is this, Chicago is that, Chicago is like this. That's not the case. What happened yesterday was not in Chicago. It was in Highland Park. Joe put up there. Highland Park is 35 minutes north of the city. That's where the Bulls live. Pippen and Jordan still got houses out there. So we can honestly say that Highland Park is a more affluent area of Illinois, not necessarily Chicago. It's not near Cicero. Okay? You never heard of Cicero? Google it. Joe McClain, Eddie Eason, Kyrie Sinaj have all given me the rundown on Cicero. I personally do not want to visit Cicero. I want to drive through it really, really fast, but I don't want the car to stop sign, get out and walk the block. All right. So why do you think the media highlights these kind of events? We all know why. Because they want to further marginalize certain areas to make it seem like it's just this vicious, violent environment. Now, I'm not saying Chicago is a cakewalk or a walk in the park, but we must be clear when we start promoting this kind of stuff. We do the same thing in Los Angeles. I recall during the 1992 riots, I was in Texas. I was stationed in Texas. I was on base. Everybody calling me, is your family okay? Is your family okay? I'm like, what's going on? They're rioting in Los Angeles. They have burned all of Los Angeles down. All of Los Angeles is up in smoke. Los Angeles, Los Angeles, Los Angeles. And I'm like, oh my God. I'll call my mom. Mom, you good? She's like, yeah, what's wrong? I'm like, I heard LA is on fire. She was like, no. I called other family. They're like, oh, no. They're like, I think we see a little bit of smoke, but no. So what happened during the LA riots, there was a pocket of Los Angeles that was upheaval. There was a lot of mass hysteria, but the rest of LA was good. You know, so I think that when the media highlights this, if we don't know the areas, we'll instantly assume and jump into this mindset of, oh my God, I can't go there. It's always something going down. It's always something popping off. So, you know, prayers going out to those who were victimized during that mass shooting. And did you see the person that did it? That's all I'm going to say. If you haven't seen the person that did it, if you saw the person that did it, if you saw this cat, you'd be like, yo, something is off. Something is wrong. This does not make sense. You know, and then when we look at this, I'm waiting to hear them do the whole mentally ill spin. I'm waiting for that because when you look at him, you kind of see something ain't there, but I'm waiting to see. Yes, he was arrested without 60 bullets being put into him. 60, but without 60, but right, without one bullet. Without even a knee in his neck, without a flesh wound. They didn't pinch him. They did nothing. They didn't do nothing to him, you know, but that's a whole nother show for a whole nother day. All right. So we're going to get into tonight. Tonight, my special guest is no stranger to the Dante Show. Y'all all know Tasha Champion. Tasha Champion is a champion for women. Tasha is all about elevating women's voices, and Tasha's having a phenomenal event this weekend that I will be a part of. I'll be present. I'll be at the table, and we're going to come on tonight just to pump up the event, talk more about what's going on with our queens. What's up with our queens? What's up with our Black women? You know, if you love Black queens, put in the comment section, I love me a Black queen. And people think that I would not love a Black queen because of me, but I love Black queens. My mother is a Black queen. my aunties, my grandma, my sister, they're all black queens. So for me to just discard black women because of my preference is like, what? No, black queens. I love black women. Black women are beautiful. I love the shapes of black women. I love the diversity of black women. I love the style and the sass of black women. I love the independence and resilience of black women. I love how black women can just put it all together and make it just fly. Black women are everything. I'll be the first to say it. Black women are everything, and every single black woman out there, to me, has something to bring to the table. I don't care if it's from the ratchet to the rich. There is something that black women just do when they walk in a room. It is amazing because black women have just this skill and this knack, to just suck all the life out of them and say, "Look, I'm here." Boom. Recognize me. I am here. So, black women, hats off to you. Hats off to you. Round of applause to you. Round of applause. Right. Shout out to Lola. Come on, Lola. Dime. Just shout out. Black women are the epitome of everything. And I need more black women to know how beautiful, awesome, and amazing that they are. I need more black women to know that and to recognize that. And I don't care what no man has ever told you. You are not, or you will never be. Know what you are and know who you shall be. Who you shall become. Know what you bring to the table. Know your worth. Period, point blank. All right. So with that being said, please help me welcome to the Donta Show for the third time this phenomenal black queen, Tasha Champion.
Hey, Donta. Excuse me. Hold on. Hello, Dr. Donta.
Hello, my queen. How are you? How are you?
You know what? After that introduction, I can't be nothing else but just all right. Like, I am good. I am lovely. I am loving life. I am excited. And I mean, you really pumped up that introduction, but I love how you just really threw it on for black women, because we need to be reminded that there are black men that still care and keep us protected and keep us uplifted. So I love it.
100%, no doubt. And I think it's really unfortunate, and it hurts my heart when more black women don't realize that.
Right.
I think that the need of black women is so important. It's so important for you to know just how much we need you.
Yes.
And I think we've entered this space, this season in time where black women don't feel appreciated.
Yes.
They don't feel appreciated. But you guys bring so much to the table.
Thank you. And I think it's been ingrained in us for so long. We've talked about this before, to be caregivers. Is better to give than to receive. And so what happens is, it's like we give and give and give our all, and we do forget that we exist. And then what happens is you're praised on how much you give to others. You're praised on how much you care for others. And then when you do something for yourself, oh, she thinks she all that.
Right.
Or,
right.
It's condemned. So we need to start celebrating the things that we do for ourselves. Like, we need to celebrate and brag about ourselves. Like, every woman that's watching right now, like, pop into the comments something that you are just proud of that you've done. Like, brag on yourself right now. And listen, no offense, please don't let it be nothing about you being a mom. That's a title. Just brag on you for a moment. Like, let's celebrate something great about you.
And what I think too, I think women need to black women need to understand there is room for all. Every single one of y'all brings something to the table. And that's what I always try to get people to understand, that regardless of background, regardless of social economic status, regardless of education, everybody has something to bring to the table. But it all starts with us making the table welcoming for all.
That part.
Because you never know what someone can bring if you're always being exclusive in everything that you do.
Right.
But be more inclusive in thought and invite and all that kind of stuff. It really paves the way for bringing about a more unified front. And I think that black women of all shapes, sizes, looks, whatever the case may be, should be afforded a seat at the table so that true change can come and a true sisterhood can be established.
I agree. I 100% agree. And let me just add to that. When we all come to the table, that means that there needs to be universal language, universal tones. There needs to be universal compliments, because like you said, each of us bring something to the table. Each of us have a magic. Like we have melanin magic, okay?
Right.
But when we come to the table, we need to respect and honor where everyone is, because we're not going to all be at the same place at the same time. So if I'm struggling with something, I need the strongest person in that area to keep me uplifted, as opposed to being like, well, why she don't know that yet? Why she ain't there yet with her life?
Right.
We gotta stop like knocking us down before we have the opportunity to really build each other up. You can't learn something until you know it.
Right. Exactly. Because I look at it when I think about like let's just say you have a new mom. You know, she's a new mom, you know, trying to figure out, how do I navigate this? How do I raise this baby? Yada yada yada. And the hood girl around the corner or 2 miles away is like, girl, I got 4 kids, you know, and I've been raising them on my own, you know, with $2 a month, and all of them got new clothes, all of them is eating, all of them is this, all of them is that. Right. Sit down with that queen and get some tools. You know, how do you get them to eat all their vegetables? How do you get them to do that? And that queen that's about to struggle will sit and tell that affluent chick, girl, dry your eyes, you know, take them out of that crystal crib and lay them on your lap, you know, and make this happen. I think it's important because Black women need to understand that sometimes y'all are all y'all got.
Ooh, Joe, I'm sorry.
I'm with you, Joe. At the end of the day, only one of them is mine. At the end of the day, only one of them is mine. So that's all I got. That's all I got.
He said only one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's it. You may have had 5 when I met you, and you may have 4 after I left you. But nope.
Just that one.
Out of them 10, only one of them is getting fed by me. Period.
Oh my gosh.
But when you think about that, do you think that Black women have inclusive spaces to be themselves?
No, not at all. We don't. The sad part about it is we don't have it amongst each other. Like, we don't even need to look out in the outside. We don't need to look at society. We don't need to look at any of that. If we just look at inside our own sister to sister community, are we honoring our Black sisters? Are we honoring, you know, Black women in a healthy way? You know, do you understand that I don't have to have the same opinion as you or the same thought, but mine is still just as important? You know, do you understand that I don't have to do what you do in order to be smart, or I don't have to have the same degree to make the same amount of money, and yet I'm looked down on because I don't have a degree? Like, how are we going? We have to get to a place where we're keeping each other uplifted, because here's the thing. All of us have something different that each one of us needs. Right. And if we just keep pushing our Black women to the side because you don't like this about them or you don't like that about them, you're missing something. You're going to miss something that maybe they have to offer, maybe they have to bring to the table. You're going to miss it because you're so busy being in your own head, either self-judgment, which is most of the time what's happening. So you're either in self-judgment, or you might just be plain old jealous, because that does happen. And it's like, I just want women to remove the mask and just look at each other and go, you know what? I love you because you're here. How can I support you? And how can you support me? And let's start there.
I like what Sharitha said. She said, we first have to consider each other as a sister and not as a threat.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's important, because my thing is, whatever God has for you is for you.
It's for you.
So I don't care what I have, you know, and you may covet it, but that don't mean it's for you. Right. You know, and I think you need to focus on what is designed for you. What can you handle? You know, you may be looking at somebody else's husband saying, I want a husband just like that. But you're only seeing the outside. Because if you got that man, you may be miserable.
Miserable.
You know, God knew who she can handle. and who she can be in a marriage with. That's not for you. So don't covet nobody's marriage. Don't covet nobody's
Right.
job. Don't covet their car. Because I used to covet folks with luxury vehicles. So I went out and got a luxury vehicle, and now gas is $9 a gallon. In my
And
luxury
you
vehicle.
got to use what 91 or whatever.
Yeah, I got to use 9. I'm looking in my car like, man, why didn't I? Oh my goodness! But I wanted a high-end vehicle because that's just the look. And I go to the gas station. I just sit at the pump now. I just sit at the pump and just sigh, like,
Right.
what was I thinking? But that's how we get caught up in things. But I also want to ask this question, and then I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna see what the ladies have to say and think
Okay.
about it as we go to commercial. Has the makeup and cosmetic industry and the ability to create these masks and new looks and all that kind of stuff taken away from the authenticity of Black women? Chew on that. We'll be back in 2 and 2. All right, we are back. We are back with Tasha Champion. So, Tasha, I posed a question before we went to break, and it was really about the beauty industry. And the question was, has the increase and evolution of makeup and hair and all that caused Black women to kind of lose their identity and become just a facade of themselves? What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it's no doubt that so many women, just women in general, they are so into masking. And a lot of times people are just thinking like, oh, I'm just putting on makeup. Like I put on, we, came to the show. Am I still me? Absolutely. But there are so many women because they don't know who they are internally. They don't connect to themselves. They don't honor themselves. So then what do? They go out and do whatever they can to cover up the very parts of them that they won't acknowledge. They cover up whatever it is that they are not feeling good about. So it's like, okay, well, if I can get all this hair and all of this makeup, then I'm going to look good. But if you look good, how do you feel? And because we don't connect to really what we feel, and some of that is historical, stop being emotional. I was told that all the time. Stop being emotional. You don't always have to say things. You don't always have to comment. So then I'm silencing my voice. So I want women to understand, like, what are you covering up when you put on makeup? When you add 10 packs of hair to your head? When you are going out in public and you are like staring at other women because you can't identify why they're happy? What are you really covering up? And no amount of makeup is going to make you connect to your internal beauty until you do. And we need to be taught that we are beautiful internally before physically. And I think when women start to really acknowledge and own their beauty, they own their voice, they own their power, they own that they are fierce all by themselves, then we can just add on a little makeup to look good so we can go out.
A little light beat.
Just
A
a little like,
little light beat, little light beat. But
yes.
because I know a lot of women, and I know a lot of girls growing up, they wouldn't leave the house without makeup. They wouldn't
Right.
run to the store without makeup. And I don't mean just some lip gloss, some snappy apple. I mean a full coat, just to run to the store to get some apples and some now laters. And I'm like, yo, the store closed now because you spent 3.5 hours getting your face beat. And I don't want. I'm cautious in calling people insecure because they rely on makeup, and I know it's really about a look or an aesthetic. And Bridget says something. Can you put that up, Kwame? Bridget said yes, but not just in the change we make in ourselves. It's the fillers, plumpers, and BBLs. The clear girls get too. Yes, they are chasing what we have, and we are doing what? We are trying to measure up to a standard of beauty that doesn't even exist, which I agree with. And it's funny when I see black girls change their body to fit a white girl who went out and got a black girl body.
That part.
It's like y'all chasing this white girl's body, but her original body ain't even that. Her body is now your body. So you're doing all this pulling and sucking and tightening and to mimic this white girl that ain't natural either. And who has the power to change that thought process?
My first thought is to say, oh, society. But society gonna do what society does. You know what I mean? They're gonna go with whichever way the wind is blowing, that's popular, that's gonna make money. That's which way they're gonna go. Who has the power to change it? We do. We really have the power to change it. We have to stop believing that the extra, fillers are gonna make us Instagram famous. We have to stop believing that the extra fillers and being half naked is going to get us the basketball player or the football player. We have to.
And when you get him, what you gonna do with him?
Right, because here's the thing: if he's attracted to the body that you purchased,
right,
then what's going to happen when he sees another girl who purchased that same body?
Right.
Like there's nothing special about you.
Ladies, stop trying to get a man you're not equipped to keep.
Oops. That's so true. It's so true. So I feel like, and this is why I do the work that I do. And a lot of it comes from what I had to dig out within myself and find within myself. But I want to bring women back to themselves. Can you identify when you look in that mirror? Do you know who she is? Not your titles. Do you simply know who she is? And I think that the reason why so many women go out and they're getting all these fillers is because they, don't even know who they are. I was accused of getting breast implants. Well, I actually had a double mastectomy and then had reconstruction, but I was accused of just wanting breast implants. Never mind the cancer, never mind the genetic gene that the mutation that I have. It was just like, oh, she just won breast implants. Really?
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Wow. Not knowing your story.
Not knowing my story. It was just the accusation. Yeah. And I got this, unfortunately, from family. I got this from some family. So it's like, we can't just keep on like pointing fingers. Why is this person doing this? Why is this person doing that? Can you just stop, pause, and look at yourself?
Right.
That's because really at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Right. Period.
Period.
So
Like, go inside.
let me ask this question. You know, black men, we are, I mean, we're everything. Give it to us. Let us have it. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Black men, come on. So what about the role of black men when it comes to uplifting black women? And I know we always say black men don't, I've always heard the women say black men don't make black women feel safe. Black men put too much pressure on black women to be perfect. Black men are not recognizing and upholding the black women for the powerful beings that they are.
Right.
But what about those black men who are doing that? What about the black men who are affirming black women? How come we don't get to hear about them? You know, Sierra didn't marry the last great black man.
Right.
You know,
But look how many times he's called corny.
corny.
Look how many times he's called weak. You know what I mean? Because he's not, you know, a thug, or he ain't walking around with, I don't want to disrespect those who have gold teeth, but he's not walking around in what people feel like he could really be. So it's like, oh, well, he's the geek, he's the nerd. Why does that matter? Who cares if she went from Future to Russell Wilson? If it's the nerd that she fell in love with, can't she just fall in love with a nerd? It's okay.
Right. And there's a lot of, I think I know for a fact, there's a lot of good men out there that are equally as good as Russ. But for some reason, because they're looked at as corny or soft or whatever, black women don't respect them. Black women think they are weak. Black women don't invite them, you know, to the table because they feel you're not strong enough to handle me. So they end up going out there getting Leroy with the gold teeth, with the Caprice Classic. You know, they get that dude because he makes them feel safe. So the question is, how are y'all defining safe? What does safe look like?
Right. That was getting ready to be my question, is how are we defining safe? Because number one, still, I'm going to keep on saying it and keep on saying it. He can't make you feel safe if you already don't feel safe and secure within yourself. So that's the first, everything starts internally. Everything. Point blank and period. Everything starts internally. But what I will say is, if you want someone that's going to help you feel safe, are you being that person for him? Are you a woman that can help a man feel safe? Can he cry in front of you because he has an emotion without being like, oh my God, what a punk, like he over here crying? Can you acknowledge that there's some emotions that he may have? And what I'll say is, when I wanted to see really good men, I caught that energy into my life. And guess what I found? I found really good men around me. And if I surround myself with really good men, then my energy will start to manifest that. Will I get it right every time? Absolutely not. But I will tell you for sure, my mother's husband, my mother was married to my father for 35 years. My father was not a good husband. So when she finally left, she has an incredible husband. So I'm seeing a good man. Around my kids. My cousin Bianca, she has an excellent husband. My Aunt Val, excellent husband. My Aunt Pam, like, I get to see what men look like that make not only their women feel safe, but just the women around them. And it's like, we have to get out of this idea that if we get the baller or we get the thug, that's going to make us feel safe. Because at the end of the day, if you're not safe within yourself, nobody else is going to make you feel safe. But you can't even identify a man that can make you feel safe if you got these ideas that don't even work for you.
And I think you said something that was key, talking about how your mom stayed, you know, or whatever. And I see this quite often. I see the no good man get chance after chance after chance after chance, but the good guy messes up one time, and that's a deal breaker. He's gone, because it just so happened that you got the good guy after dealing with trauma from the bad guy for so long. So the first thing the good guy did that resembled anything remotely to what that last one did, he's out the picture. He didn't squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom. He squeezed it from the middle. You get out. I've been there before, and I'm not going down this road again. You get out. And he's
but like, there's a part of you that ain't healed. If
You
you're
ain't
doing that, there's
healed.
a part of you that ain't healed. And one thing that my cousin Kenneth talked about one day at church is the residue. Are you carrying the residue of your past or the things that you had, and then you bringing it into these new relationships? You gotta clear that off for you. Either you got to clear it off for you, or you got to let it be a founding reason why you do better and why you want better for yourself, how you can have better for yourself. But if you carrying all of that baggage and you bringing that into the next relationship, there's a part of you that's not healed. And understand that you could have the greatest man in the world and then get triggered by something. But are you mature enough? Have you grown enough within yourself to say, hold on, I'm being triggered. What do I need to do? And is your spouse, is your man making you feel safe enough so that y'all can have that open dialogue to say, hey, I'm being triggered. This is why. And then that your spouse can say, like, okay, let's talk about that. Because that's the only way to heal. You gotta, we feel like we're healed, and then we get triggered and we realize that's another point in us that we need to work on.
Right.
Give yourself the space and the grace.
And then you will say, women will get into that mindset of, I can't keep a man. Every man I get keep leaving me. Yada yada yada, because you haven't taken the time to do the work. And I'm not trying to Ayanla this conversation.
No.
But we have to do the work on both sides, men and women, to unpack those traumas, identify those triggers, and recognize that each person, to me, should get a clean start.
Everybody
starts with an A. You start with an A.
And
now,
stop saying
this A.
Right. But stop saying, he got to earn my trust, or she got to earn my trust. If you come into my life, we have trust. Period. I don't know you not to trust you. So if you come into my life,
say that again, Tasha. Say that again. I don't know you not to trust you. I don't know you.
You come into my life, I trust you. But here's the other thing, because women say this all the time, and this is what I talk to my clients about. When you say, I don't want no man that cheat, I don't want no dog, I don't want this, I don't want that, you have put the energy out there that is what you need to see. You need to keep seeing dogs. You need to keep seeing men. You need to keep seeing men who are unfaithful out there running the streets. Speak what you do want. Because if you say, I don't want a cheating man, it's the same thing as saying, I want a man who honors monogamy and is faithful. But do you see how you're calling in what you actually want versus speaking about what you don't want? So watch the words that come out of your mouth and make sure you show up as the person you want to attract.
Right.
Stop asking for a man that has a Bentley and you still driving, a Camry. Nothing wrong with either. But you got to come to the table with the things that you want at the table.
Right. I like what Bridget said. Bridget said, because we want to fix men, first of all. Then when there's nothing to fix, we are disappointed and feel useless because we are trained to fix. It's a whole side. Bridget, you preached the word right there. You preached the word. Y'all stop looking for these broken men.
Yep.
Stop looking for a broken man. Stop looking for a man that can be a project.
Because what happens, and I'm guilty of this, what happens is when you don't fix them, like she said, you feel, dishonored or whatever, or when you do fix them and now they're gone, it's like, oh, I did all that work and he can leave, but there was never love there. You was just coming as the teacher because he needed, he needed to be taught.
Right.
And now you're upset, but it's like that foundation was not love. That foundation was you was his counselor.
And we can't keep getting mad at folks for being who they are.
Mm-hmm.
If that is who the person is, why are you still getting mad at them?
Right.
Because
they're going to be who they are.
They're going to be who they are, and they're going to live how they want to live. We're dealing with adults. And I always tell folks, especially the ones that are over 40, it's like, okay, now you ain't new to this. This ain't your first time at the rodeo. So you already know at 40, you have met someone that more than likely is stuck in their ways, whether good or bad. As they get older at 50, if I try to start a relationship now at 50, it ain't too much somebody finna come into my life and tell me I need to change. Because this is it. I got less time to live. So I ain't finna spend my last years trying to fix myself to make you happy. This is what you gonna get. You
It
know,
is what it is.
and I think that, like, I love what Bridget said. When you come in, like, I'm gonna help you do this and help you do that, and I'm gonna show you what this is all about. I'm gonna show you how to live a good life. You're assuming, one, I'm not happy.
Right.
You're assuming my life is not good to me. You know, just because I'm not eating steak and lobster doesn't mean that I want to. That's what you want to do, and that's how you equate, you know, a beautiful dinner out.
Right.
You know, I'm cool with Panda Express and some Netflix. I'm good. You know, and I think it's important that we understand that people are going to be who they're going to be, and you need to love that person for who they are, or just leave it alone.
Or leave it alone. What are you willing to compromise on, and what are you not willing to compromise on?
Right.
But again, please make sure that it's balanced in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Make sure there's some balance there.
And it's funny because I'm just thinking about the conversation we had with Kwame before the show when he was, you know, talking about us. And I said, but have I always been that way?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're talking about right now, I didn't just instantly change. And one day I'm this new person. When you met me, I was always Dante Morrison the same exact way. I didn't shift,
Right.
you know. So you had a choice to either still rock with me as your brother friend or say, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know, I'm consistent. That's why me and my frat brother Joe get along so well. Me and Joe, frat brothers, line brothers. I've been me since day one. He's been him since day one. There is a consistency there with us that we appreciate and respect. Do we agree on everything? Of course not. Of course, that's dumb to think two adults are going to agree on everything. We don't agree on everything, but there's a mutual respect and love that we have for each other. We can rock all day. Period.
Exactly.
But we so quick to throw away folks that don't think like us or whatever when they're really good people.
Yes.
They're good people.
They're good people. Exactly. And again, give people the space to have their own opinion. Maybe they can teach you something if you just sit down and listen to them for a second, understand why they think. Because remember, half of what we say is really a culmination of our experiences that have shaped our perspective. And so it's just the perspective that's sitting in front of us. So maybe if you sit down and have an actual conversation with me, you'll understand why my perspective is what it is. If I have a conversation with you, I can understand yours.
Right.
But we got to stop all of this, like, oh, well, because I'm telling you, I have family members like that. Well, they don't think like this or they don't think like me. I'm not doing it. What I say for myself is true for me. And you might have a different opinion. I respect that. Tell me about your opinion. Tell me why you feel like that, because it might open my eyes to a different way of looking at something.
Right. Or I might understand you better.
Yes.
And be okay with that.
And be okay with it.
And be okay with that. Because we can still go eat. Listen.
Not Panda Express, but we can still go eat.
So Tasha, speaking of good people, you're going to have good people at your brunch on this Saturday. So the Shenomenal brunch happens this Saturday. I am so excited about this thing. First of all, because it's a brunch. There's going to be food there. I'm excited about this. You know, the Donta Show and Pyro Media, we have a table. I'm bringing some folks. And Tasha, is there still room for others to come or is it sold out? Let's talk about it.
All right. So second annual Shenomenal Women's Brunch. There's the flyer up there. When I say my speakers are explosive, fire speakers. We are awakening your Shenomenal life. We are awakening the power to make pinky moves to get where you got to go. We are awakening life after loss, whether that loss is a physical person, a job, a car. Like we've been in these last 2 years, we've all experienced loss, and a lot of us on really high levels. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to wake up just the power of who you are and how to move to that next level of life, whatever it is. So Saturday, now I have to say, I got a pocket of seats that I can for tickets for people. You might not sit with who you want to sit with, because I just have some pockets of seats left. So if you still want to be in the building, go ahead and get your ticket. You will have a seat. I probably will close down the orders tomorrow night. But we have women businesses that are coming as vendors, from a woman who makes the best cannabis body products, absolutely the best. I mean, her body products for pain is like insane. The best products I've ever had. She will be there. I have a young girl who's created her own lip gloss line. I have one that has a candle making, one that does pillows. So you guys come out and support the speakers, support the Shenomenal brand, support these vendors that are going to be there. Come meet Donta Morrison in person.
I mean,
Right.
I'll be there.
He will be there, and it's a great way to network. I have some amazing sponsors that you guys will be able to meet, because sometimes you also need to know, who are you sitting next to, who's sitting at that table across from you, because they have information you need.
Period.
So yes, come on and get some good food. Leave there with a message that is going to awaken a part of your life. Maybe it's going to awaken it, maybe it's going to make it grow. But what you're going to get there will be so much more than just good food and mimosas. So y'all got to be there.
Now, is it going to start on time? Because, this is, you are a woman of color.
I am a woman of color who believes on time. So I'm actually going to send out an email. The brunch starts at 11. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
No, the brunch starts at 11. Okay. So at 11 a.m., my queen of ceremonies, I dare not call her a master of ceremonies or mistress of ceremonies, or MC, my queen of ceremonies will be introduced to start at 11 a.m. If you are not there at 11 a.m., you're going to miss some powerful stuff just in the beginning. Stop thinking that y'all can show up to places late. You miss the power of events. You miss the power of things. Sometimes you miss something special, right, just because you are late. So it's doors open at 10:30. Get in there, start mingling, find your seat, shop with some vendors. But at 11 o'clock, the Shenomenal Women's Brunch starts on time.
On time. So then one last question. A few people asked me, what do I wear? What do I wear? How you want us to dress? Is this like high tea, or is this like a backyard cookout with the family? Can I do flip flops and shorts and a little tank top with a fitted? I mean, what's good? How you want us to dress?
You know what? I would say maybe business comfortable.
Business comfortable.
Business comfortable. So no, you shouldn't be in, she said kitten heels. No, you shouldn't be in, your Jordans, your baggy jeans and a hat and all that stuff. No, this is a professional event. It's a positive event. It's an inspiring event. So coming in there looking like you about to just, throw back a 40 is not happening. So for women, we can wear jeans and a shirt and some heels, or we can wear jeans and a shirt and some tennis shoes. You got to think about that. So if you want to wear jeans, I don't care about that, but don't come in there with the ripped jeans with, where it's half your butt hanging out. Like, let's be professional adults.
Dress for what you want to attract.
Huh?
Dress for what you want to attract.
That part. If you are a professional, show me that you're a professional.
Got it. Because you never know you're going to be sitting at the table with. You never know who that person is next to you.
You don't.
Period, point blank. Tasha, I am looking forward to it. I am excited about it. And then one last thing before you go, let folks know about your show on Pyro.
Yes. So I'm so excited about it. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. live on Pyro Media Network, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. She is Shenomenal. I am interviewing just amazing women doing amazing things, from women that are going through their hurt and healing to women who have their businesses. I love uplifting women. So I just want to keep bringing them on my show and letting you guys meet some incredible Shenomenal women. She is Shenomenal every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Love it. Bridget Baku asked to post the link. Kwame, do you have the link for which one, Bridget? For the Shenomenal show or the Shenomenal brunch? Which link, sis? Real quick, it's almost 9. Oh, it is 9 o'clock. real quick. You want the brunch? There's the brunch. Get your tickets today at shenomenal.com/brunch. Shenomenal.com/brunch. And if there is a link to watch the Shenomenal show, that's the name. I'm just dropping names
She is
on
Shenomenal.
Pyro Media. It is every Wednesday on Pyro Media Network. Every Wednesday on Pyro Media Network. We'll get that link out to you as well. Tasha, as always, it has been a blessing to have you on the show. I appreciate
love
you. I look forward to seeing you this Saturday. I look forward to see. I will be there in my leisure suit with sandals. You know, I got a matching hat. I'm gonna give you Chi-Town
At what
realness.
time? At what
Right.
time?
I'm gonna be there 10:45.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I love chatting with you. I love how we can just keep continuing to uplift and empower people together. You are so phenomenal.
Appreciate it. 100%. I will see you Saturday, sis.
All right, I'll be there.
All right.
Bye.
So that concludes another episode of the Donta Show. Thank you guys for tuning in on tonight. I appreciate it. Please make sure to follow the Donta Show on youtube.com/Donta Morrison. Once again, that is youtube.com/Donta Morrison. You can just click that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. It will cost you nothing, like zero, zilch, nada. So go ahead and subscribe to the Donta Show. Also follow me on Instagram at Donta_Morrison. Donta_Morrison over there on the IG Village. I thank you for riding with us. I appreciate you so much. Every single time we go live, we know that you are there, and it means the world. So please continue to spread information and knowledge about the Donta Show so we can increase our followership and get more people informed about all this Black excellence that we unpack. Before we go, remember, Highland Park is not Chicago. Highland Park is not Chicago. Salt, pepper, and butter goes on grits, not sugar and butter. All right? That's it. That's all. Period. All caps. I will see you next Monday for another episode of the Donta Show right here on Facebook Live and YouTube. Take care. Good night and God bless. See you next week.